So this week I came across two stories that have really shaken me. There's a story about a man named Yves Sakila, I think that's how you say his name. He's this alleged shoplifter in Ireland who was um, apprehended and detained by security men from the store in Ireland with incredible brutality, animalistic brute force, and just just raw disregard for this man's humanity. As I watched the video, it's probably about 5 minutes long. It's a it's a difficult watch. These big fat white men kneeling on the neck and the head of this black man struggling for his life. It was really, really hard to watch. And then there was another story this week that caught my attention. Three black women who are were dragged out of the sea from from Brighton Beach. Three dead bodies, three black women who were um, found to be sisters, found to be sisters. Jane Aditoro, Christina Walters, and Rebecca Walters. My God, I just couldn't fathom it that both of these stories, as well as the overall tone of the news, just has left me feeling real heavy and you know, it's been a challenge this week, I can't lie. And I've needed to take time to care for myself, to recalibrate, to reset, to really get clear about my response to all of this, how I'm feeling. And I'm left with this desire to come and speak with you. I'm left with this kind of a lament, actually, a lament in my soul. At the root of my belly, there's this kind of cry that I'm experiencing, a lament for humanity, a cry about the fragility of us as humans, about life, a lament about the intensity of the times that we're living through right now. And my mind turns to the question that honestly, in my work, it just always keeps coming back to this question of what are we going to do about the times that we're living in, about what's happening in our world right now. While the world is the way that it is, while all this is happening, what are we going to do with our lives at such a time as this? And as I contemplate these questions and my response to them, what I realize is that I'm carrying three things. The first one is grief. I mean, when I saw the footage of Eve Sakila's apprehension and assault that led to his death, when I, when I learned that he died, honestly, it was like George Floyd all over again. And I feel grief. I feel grief when I saw the story of the three black women whose deaths were just sort of mysterious, like just this weird occurrence. Yeah, I can't describe the grief that I felt about what it means to be human right now, about what it means to be, especially a black woman, a black person in this world right now that can seem so hostile and unwelcoming and downright dangerous. All of these things were didn't just pass through my news feed, they really landed with me. They affected my nervous system. They made me stop. They made me pray. They made me question. They made me feel vulnerable about being human at this particular time in history, vulnerable about being a black body, being a woman in a black body. Yeah, it's complicated, it's complex, and I feel grief. The second thing that I am feeling is recognition that these aren't isolated feelings, that many people are carrying this heaviness around with them right now. We have stories of wars, we have stories of potential wars that are coming, conflict, corruption, division, economic pressure, suffering, injustice, loss, that this is the mainstay of mainstream news right now. We're living in an atmosphere of undoubtedly great intensity. And yeah, I've been thinking about what I want to say. I've been thinking about what it is that I want to offer at such a time as this. And here's what I know. If you're feeling shaken like me about news that's surrounding you, then you are not strange. If recent events are if affecting you, then you're not weak. If you're needing to stop and to breathe and to gather yourself, you are definitely not overreacting, because the intensity that we're feeling, that we're experiencing right now, it's real, it's tangible, it's raw. Which leads me to the third thing, because I'm thinking about, how do we respond to this? This is what the third thing that I'm really carrying, is the question of how we respond to this. I think that this is pointing to the call. All of what we're witnessing and experiencing right now, I don't believe is random. I believe it's a signal, a call to each of us personally to think about what is the meaning of our lives, what is the purpose of our lives, to think about why we are here at such a time as this. It is a summons, I believe, that all this intensity, all this stuff that's happening is a summons for us to move from merely asking what's wrong with our world to asking, what is my contribution going to be? Why am I here, and what am I here to do? How can I be part of the solution? How can I be part of the answer? I think these are the questions that we're being asked to ask ourselves in a really personal and sober way at such a time as this. What I realize is that the world does not need more spectators. The world needs more people who understand who they are, who you are, more people who know what they stand for, and that are willing to express their gifts, are prepared to answer the call on their lives to make our world a better place. We need more people who are willing to do the very personal work of increasing their capacity to fully express the work that they were born to do, to fully express the impact that they were born to make, the influence that they were born to have. Now, not someday, not sometime in the future, but to increase that capacity, to get serious about that potential right now. The world is hurting. And we need you. We need you. I want you to say, she's talking to me. I'm talking to you, all of us. The world is hurting, and we need you to be fully expressed as the human being that you have the potential to be. We need more courageous mothers. We need more conscious fathers. We need more principled, powerful leaders, more people willing to carry their portion of the responsibility to make this world a better place. For me specifically, that's about helping women in senior leadership to do exactly that. But I want to leave you with the question today of, what does it mean for you specifically to be playing your part in making our world a better place right now? What I know is that when the world feels dark, when it feels uncertain, when it feels overwhelming, the answer is not to retreat from our calling, but to become even more deliberate about living it. My name's Dion. I'm here if you want to talk, and I'm cheering you on at this very unique time in history.